What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Guys, the internet is sort of trending right now with Angela Simmons posting a very interesting photo on Instagram. Now, of course, Angela Simmons is showing the booty cheeks. And let me just say, Angela Simmons is a very, very good looking lady even now. But Angela Simmons has made some pretty interesting choices in men, especially black men. And she is a single mom, despite coming from a two-parent home and allegedly losing her virginity to her baby daddy, who was eventually killed. And, Angela Simmons has been really going through it emotionally over the years, crying about her body, saying that, Romeo Miller wouldn't be like a stepdad to her kid in so many words. And so she's been doing a lot to get attention on social media. So she's been posting thirst traps. She's dated some athletes that didn't work out. She's back single again. And, Bow Wow, who was a close friend of hers and I believe a ex-boyfriend, when he saw her picture, he said, "Day music! You might as well join OnlyFans. Don't delete my comment, chump." And she says, "One cake showing and I should start OnlyFans, whatever, LMAO." Now, I want to kind of get into this because when I look at Angela Simmons, I think about, oh, how the mighty have fallen. And I think about just a beautiful young lady. Your uncle is Russell Simmons. Your dad is Reverend Run. You're from hip hop royalty. You had everything you wanted coming up. You've had every luxury that anybody could want. You've had TV shows, you've had brand deals. And despite having the ability to date any man in Black America, you end up with a young man, unfortunately, who lost his life that had a less than stellar criminal record. Now, I'm not trying to hate on or anything like that, but you had a chance with Romeo Miller and other guys. And ever since you've become a single mom, Angela Simmons has not really been the same. She's been looking for more thirst trap appearances. She was a virgin according to her. And when I look at her and I think about where her life is right now, who could have predicted that she would end up like this? And everything was a check mark. Beautiful, smart, seems like a pretty cool personality, from an elite family. And then you end up with nobody. And now you're taking pictures, showing your behind on Instagram. And I would believe that you would start an OnlyFans. And then when you look at the influence of her on other young ladies, what does that say about Black America? It says that it is very, very easy for people who come from nice families that they can come down and be just like the same habits or have the same habits as the lower class. And what people do is when they look at Angela Simmons and they see her, crying about being a single mom, taking care of her kid and all of this, they look at Angela Simmons and say, "Yes, I can do the same thing. Angela, you're inspiring me." But they don't understand that Angela Simmons comes from really, really good stock. And it shows that a lot of people have an influence on Angela. Like, for an example, in Black America, the top bright people don't have an influence on the lower bottom half of society. But we are the only communities out there where the lower bottoms of society dictate to the elites. That's why you can see people like Dr. Boyce Watkins very, very easily sound like somebody who's from the streets, or Dr. Umar Johnson, who can be from the streets, because it is cool to relate to those in the lower behalves of Black America, because you don't want to be looked at as somebody like Thomas Sowell So you have to be able to be with the in crowd. And the only way to really be with the in crowd is that you have to make the stupid mistakes that they do. That's the only way to be accepted here, because there is success guilt in Black America. So if you're privileged, you honor that privilege, in order to relate to the rest in certain areas or certain communities are people who have had problems in any part of any world, right? In this society, you have to come down to the level. And I'm not calling people in Black America, but what I'm talking about is people who take issue with that. And this is what you see with Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons has come down to the bottom tier of the behavior of many folks in the lower class of Black America, leading you to say, well, then why did you have those, advances in life in the first place? What was the reason that you had those? It doesn't make any sense. You might as well have grown up in the projects. And now talking about you might start OnlyFans, I agree with Bow Wow. She might as well. I mean, you should go ahead and do it. And I know that many people think it's petty, but somebody like Angela Simmons is like almost looking at like, well, would Beyonce get on OnlyFans? Because I think that many of us, when we saw Angela Simmons coming up, we wanted more for her than this. We thought that she was going to end up like, she was a virgin allegedly until 26 years old. Then you lose your virginity to a guy who was, and I'm not trying to demonize or anything, but according to documents, a guy that you felt that was maybe a career criminal. And then he is taken away, and now you're a single mom. And then you don't have the same pull as you used to, albeit still attractive. What's next? What is Angela Simmons' future at 40? And I can tell you what we can predict. Angela Simmons is going to be the statue of the mistakes that sisters should stay away from, which is picking a man outside of your social class if you're born into wealth, okay? Not maintaining the thought processes that your parents taught you, and being influenced by the lower class of the community. She is going to be the standard of that definition. And by 40 or 45, it wouldn't be uncommon to see Angela Simmons on Fox Soul hating men, blaming all her problems on everybody else instead of the decisions that she made. And you're going to see that. Angela Simmons, as time goes on, will have a harder and harder time to ever have a relationship with somebody long term. Because I can tell you this, there are guys she's probably interested in, but would they date her or marry her at this stage? I think for the kind of guy that she really wants, competition is really, really fierce. The game is not like it used to be. Back in the day when we lived in our own separate cities, it was easier for single moms to get married twice or three times, in a local city. But now guys with the internet, they can be like, whoa, wait a minute, there's more opportunity out there. I don't have to deal with her. And for Angela Simmons, who's, who probably demands a guy that has some sort of acclaim, she's competing against a lot of ladies out there, Black and non-Black. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I already appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.